Hey, hello everybody, this is Kirusho here. Now, before I begin, I am at 990, I believe, or I'm at least around or above 990. So I also do have some slots still open for my 1K special suggestions. I have 2 left on YouTube and a couple left on Discord. So if you guys do have suggestions, please put them in the comments below, because I will be checking my Discord pretty soon. I just haven't been checking that tab. And I do plan on actually doing that later today. And at least getting these all written down and roll for their numbers. Now then. There is someone who commented something about bio boosted. I wrote that down in cursive, that it's hard to read. Gaivar, or whatever that says. I'll have to figure that out. But that is on the list, and I know someone really has been commenting that a lot. That is on my list. I've seen it. One of the first I've actually seen. Now then, along with that, I will be beginning where we left off. I just kind of butchered my last recording because I could not talk, so let me try and fix this. Deku, he quite simply tells her in Telly, as he still has his arm extended out, that this deal, it is going to be very simple. Except, he does not want her soul. He would rather have her help. What do you mean? Well, you see, my parents, they've spent the last, I have no idea how long, 17 or, not 17, that is very long. They have spent the last couple years trying to actually unfold and destroy an organization which hide behind the word of a church. So, I would like your help, and in return, I will protect you with my life. That doesn't really sound like a deal, that sounds more like an agreement. Ah, yes, well, I figured you would say that. Which is why I will be also bestowing upon you the mark of being my master. The mark? As Inko immediately just pulls off her eye patch and taps on her eye. And Sebastian, he would still show her that he still has that mark on his hand. She just quite simply thinks, oh, okay, that's pretty... This is a bit overwhelming to all have when my house is burning down. Well, yes, it's quite a bit weird. Now then, do we have an agreement? As Intelli would say yes, this is whenever she would immediately feel the pain in her eye after shaking Deku's hand that she begins screaming as Inko would just put the eye patch over her eye, telling her that that is going to be like that for quite a while. But she should be fine. Now then, this is when Deku, he immediately just looks around, seeing that the heroes and the police have arrived. They would be giving their statements that they were attacked and there are actually still people inside the manor, but they are probably dead. As Sebastian just whistles. And they would go on stating that they did attack and we were only able to get out so few people. In fact, we believe that we may be the only survivors of this incident. As that would happen, Intelli would actually call her father, and he would come back, realizing that after what happened, they do need to move once again. So she will not be attending that other high school that she was hoping she would ever attend. Along with the fact that she's now being pulled out of school once again, she is going to go to the same high school Todoroki and Momo Yajirozu went to. Ugh. Now, she is going to the same high school, but she also now lives in a different area of the city, once again. Actually finding that she lives in the same neighborhood, nearby Endeavor and Yayorozu. Which I want to say those houses, there's probably a giant neighborhood full of them. I would not put my life on that, but I want to say there would be. Because those houses would be very expensive, plus owning a lot of land. It's basically like being a rich farm owner. So you just build a house on an actual farm. Now then. Let's continue. Deku and Telly, they would actually go back to this new house, and Sebastian would begin the preparations to actually make tea, asking if they would like any or if they are actually hungry. Deku would say yes, and he actually does begin helping his dad make food, as Telly is actually sitting down with Inko and asking her more about this. Inko would go on stating that it's quite simple, really. It's just, after everything else this has been, you kind of need some rest. Now, and Telly would agree, and she would actually take her tea and go to her room. Because I want to say, being rich, you probably own many houses all around Japan. Plus, with the fact that you're being attacked and don't constantly need to move, you're basically moving between safe houses. Now, let us continue. They would arrive at school the next morning, and people are actually somewhat confused. Seeing that there's a girl with an eye patch, and there is a boy who wears a school uniform, but he refuses to take off his gloves. Now, they would actually walk in, and they would find that they have now met Yayorozu, and they see Todoroki, the young boy with a scar. People are actually talking, and they are actually thinking about what happened to her. As Deku would look around, he would actually see Momo, and I want to say that since they're both rich in this what if, along with Todoroki, they would all probably be able to know somewhat about each other because of their dads always working together, being Todoroki's family being a hero family. They would possibly go to different events like galleries and stuff like that. But since Momo is more that style, Todoroki will just be seamed to the background for a minute. Now, while this is going on, jeez, that was loud. Anyways, Momo, she would actually meet Telly, and she would actually ask what happened to her, because she heard about her house burning down, and did this happen because of that? Oh, well, no, it's actually something else. Before she can even ask that question, Deku would actually pop up, introducing himself as Izuku Midoriya. He would extend his hand out to shake hers, and she would actually do the same, but she's kind of concerned as to why he's wearing the gloves, asking if it's part of it, like because of his quirk, or is it something for safety. Deku would go on saying that no, actually is neither, but he does prefer to still wear them here. In fact, he feels kind of weird without them. That and without his handkerchief. Wait, you have a handkerchief? Why do you speak so weird? Oh, I'm sorry. My father hired a butler recently, and this is actually his son. Wait, so you're attending the same school as your butler's son? Well, actually, that's the thing. The butler's quirk, the butler's quirk is actually quite impressive. He has the same quirk, just ask him anything. Okay, as she begins spouting off random math questions, and Deku would just answer them perfectly. They would then go on with a whole tangent of Deku actually showing off, and him even being able to actually perform a very, very intense musical note. As they would have asked him to play a symphony by Beethoven, which Deku would have done, and he would have probably done 3 times. If not done it along with walking and at least doing some of the things. Now then, let us cut to about a year later where everyone's been in school. Deku is considered the most popular guy in school because of his quirk. Todoroki doesn't really care because he just knows that that kid is just a butler. And Telly has been able to actually talk with her dad and get more help on different things. Now, Mr. Yaoyorozu, he actually did want to reach out to Intelli with inviting him to a ball gallery. Basically a very fancy social event. He's actually talking with him saying that security will be increased, so it would actually be safe to attend. Along with, he knows about what happened and would really like to talk with him. Because he may be able to essentially help him with his predicament. Now, after this, Mr. Intelli would actually say that he will, but he has the request that his butler be there. And Mr. Yaoyorozu is kind of confused, is asking why his butler needs to be there, and he would go on explaining that he is essentially the perfect bodyguard. Now, they would actually allow this, and Mr. Yaoyorozu would see as Sebastian Mitchell's, oh my cow, Sebastian Michaels, I just completely butchered that, immediately would just walk into the door saying that he is happy to introduce himself and he will actually be helping them prepare the event. The man would say that they essentially need to be working like crazy because they only have a couple hours before the event arrives. And in fact, they still do need help in the kitchen. Sebastian would say that he will handle this, and he would actually walk back there and immediately just help prepare as much food as he can. This actually surprises Mr. Yaoyorozu, along with the fact that Sebastian was able to set up banners, a very impressive display of wine glasses, along with multiple different things. Along with getting seating arrangements and actually matching the napkins. That last bit was pretty funny to me, I just had to include it. Now then, Deku, he is actually at this event also, and while at this event, people have been talking and they're actually thinking that this is going to be quite weird. Now, hang on 1 minute. Okay. Now then, Deku, he's actually talking with Intelli as they're all sitting down. Todoroki is there, but his father was kind of busy, and he was just told to show up and essentially make a good impression with people. Along with Todoroki's siblings, all to, I believe he has 4 siblings, minus Dobby, that's 3. I might be wrong. There's Fuyuma? Ah, crap. I'm gonna have to figure out how to say that. I had it in my head, I just completely butchered it. Anyways, there's those 3. Todoroki is there, but he would just quite simply walk out of the party after a while, as this is being very uncomfortable for him. Now, after a while, eventually there would be some strange men walking in. They are all wearing tuxedos and everything, but they are not invited guests. Along with the fact that they are using their quirks to actually somewhat keep people inside. Sebastian would arrive as he is carrying an entire thing of glasses on a tray, saying that they are essentially not welcome guests and they must leave. Now, one of the men would actually go to throw a blade at Sebastian, Because let's just say he has a quirk where he can summon knives. So something stupid. He would immediately throw a blade at Sebastian, and Sebastian would just bring his fingers up, catching the blade right in front of his face while still holding it. The tray, saying that he did say that they were not welcome here, as he would immediately just toss the blade back, and the guy would actually have to dodge it. Now then, Sebastian would just immediately tell them that this is a very fancy event and they were not invited guests, so they must leave before they call the authorities. This is whenever one of the men, let's say the guy with the knife quirk, he was actually able to sneak past, if not get at least somewhat covered, because they were wearing tuxedos and they were trying to blend in, but they just kind of stood out for a minute. What do I mean by that? Sebastian started smelling gunpowder. Now, Deku, him and Intelli are actually talking, and he actually would see this man, as he actually pulls Intelli onto the dance floor, telling her that she needs to act casual, if not try and be inconspicuous. She's asking what he means, and he would just say that the man that is after her is essentially looking for her now, and he would not expect her to be here. I do not believe. They are dancing, and this is whenever the man, he would see him, and he would see Deku. Deku immediately would give him a smirk as the man begins throwing blades. Deku immediately just throws Intelli onto his back and actually starts catching the blades. He catches 3 of them in each hand and actually just tosses them backwards. As the man actually goes to move, he would actually somewhat be able to do so as Deku immediately jumps as high as he can, landing on the chandelier. People would see him and Sebastian would turn his head for a second. He would see Deku's protecting Intelli, and he would immediately say then, "Ah, well, yes. Well then," as he immediately just cracks his knuckles, saying he believes that fisticuffs are in order then, as they did not heed his warning. As Sebastian immediately begins pummeling and beating all the men, along with actually sending some of them flying with a couple kicks. Deku, he is protecting Intelli as the man keeps throwing blades after blades after blades at him. Deku is just catching them and immediately sending them back at him, as eventually the man would overuse his quirk, and you just see Deku standing there with 40 blades in each hand, actually having a bit of trouble holding them, as he just throws them back at the man. He would do so, and he actually pins the man against the wall, and he immediately runs over, punching the man in the nose, knocking him out. People are quite impressed, asking if he is if that man's son. Deku would just say that he is, and he actually needs to go help him. As he immediately just walks forward, a man with a spike quirk or some other type of quirk would actually try intervening and getting in front of Deku. Deku would quite simply just be able to throw him aside and actually help his dad. As they do so, they would all be tied up, and people were actually applauding the butlers. As Deku's talking about this, someone would immediately pull out a gun and start firing into the crowd. Deku and Sebastian would immediately get to work catching the bullets, and as soon as they do so, they are actually Deku's holding 16 in his hand, as Sebastian is now holding at least 25, if not 50 bullets. He actually brings his hand up and calls out the rest of them, saying that he is very sorry he was not able to catch these, but he was at least able to stop them. People are even more impressed as they ask exactly what is he. Deku and Sebastian will both turn around, and in unison they would just say, I am just one hell of a butler. As people begin clapping and cheering them on. Now then, I am going to be leaving this part off here, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and have an amazing day. I will catch you guys later, because I need to run to the store real quick. We did not have enough sugar or milk to essentially make coffee today. I also do need to get some other stuff, so I do hope you guys enjoyed this what if. I will be recording the next part after I get home.